Hi everyone, I am so excited that you guys decided to stop by. I really appreciate it. Thank you and welcome. In my video today, I wanted to discuss some of the things that I was able to discover on how to keep myself a little bit more organized. Some of the tools that I did and sort of how I work my day, because as you know, as an artist, it's always a mess. It's always a pure mess, and trying to stay organized sometimes can be overwhelming, especially when you, at least in my case, when you want to start the next day and everything is a mess. You don't know where to begin. It's like those people that say that they can't cook in a kitchen that isn't straight, and they got to clean it up first before they can start cooking. That's how it is for me sometimes. In order for me to begin my work and to become creative, I need a neat space. Even though I know I'm gonna mess it up again. But I need just to find a way to keep it neat without taking a whole lot of my time, because time is money. So I like to first start by saying how I make everything flow. In this corner and above, you'll see pictures of my grandchildren. In this corner, I have this pegboard system that I got from IKEA. So I move that around a lot of times. I never know really much, but everything that I need when it comes to putting a baby together is in there. But when I want to paint, I have my sponges in this little corner. I like to keep it covered, keep the dust out. In this tray is the babies that I'm going to work on at that moment, at that current moment, because I'll replace it as I go along. But to start with, I know that, okay, this is where I need to start. This is where I have a mixture of my paint in these jars where that I may have mixed or currently worked. Like, for example, as you see here, I work. Those are my little plates. My system there. I have my gloves right there in reach. It's a big, nice space that I got from IKEA again on that pegboard. It's easy to remove, easy to move around to make it work for you. I found these little areas from the dollar store. And this one is empty, but I know it'll be filled up with some idea or something will come along soon. And as you can see on the wall above, I like to just have an area where it looks pretty. That kind of like help along the way. It may not make sense to most people, but to me, just knowing that there goes my grandkids, there goes the flowers, and some of the paintings that they've done that I'll show you in my next wall. But and again, these jars I got out of Target. And this is where I keep my paint at my my reach, because this is where I sit in this area. I used to use doggy pads, but I got this from my daughter. It's how do you call it protects the table, even though it doesn't really matter. I got these tables from IKEA. The dots you see on the tables, those were my grandkids. They wanted to help me decorate, and that was what they chose for me. But yeah, so this is where I paint. When I finish painting, I will then move each one of my, whether it's a limb, the head, or whatever, to this table here. And those below, you'll see some of the unpainted kits that I have available. And so I put it in here. This is a cup holder. And I put the cup holder on a Lazy Susie, I believe it's called. Lazy Susie. Anyway, so I can spin it around. What I like about this particular cup holder is that it's spread out nicely, that I don't have to fear that they're gonna touch. I'm always worried about any touch. I'm worried that it might leave a mark or something. And as you can see, there's one below where there's no paint at all, and that's because I also use the lower level. Whenever I wash a kit, I will use that to dry. And here are my hands. This this is also a cup holder, but I use it, I like it a whole lot because I can take it and as I paint and just let it sit there. I like to make sure that it's flashed off and I give it some time to rest before I put it in the oven. So that's why I go from the where I started. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go that fast. I start here and I move my way over to here, so I know that these needs to go to the oven. So that helps. The other thing that I also found very useful, because I used to have trouble, and my husband decided that he is going to vacuum at this moment. That's probably what you hear in the background. I hope not. Anyway, this particular is a spice rack. Cabbie right here, I guess is what you call it. Cubby, I'm not sure. But anyway, I always had trouble. It took time when I needed a specific color. If I wanted to start, you know, blending or something, some of my color, I used the Genesis Heat Set paint. And pulling the jars out, looking to see, is this it? No, this it? What is it? I find it easier for me to just go onto this, have it showing me the colors. I can go right directly to it. I used to have it color coordinated. Right now, I don't have time for all that. So I just put it there. Is it blue? I pretty much know that there's my blues, or if it's not there, somewhere in here. But I can find it a lot easier in my flesh tones and so forth. In this area here, I love this here because I keep my paint thinner here. And I love these little squeezable things. It makes it easier to pour. Another Lazy Susie, where I keep more jars of paint that I've put together that I may be using eventually. And I just, of course, you know, with not knowing the how Genesis is going to be, if they ever coming back, I'm trying to stretch my paint as long as I can, and hopefully they'll be back in time. If not, I have to find a different medium. I've been thinking about doing the silicone baby, which is something I've always wanted to do anyway. Maybe this is a good time to start. This here are my Prisma pencil, and I love keeping it in this planter jar because it has a little face, and I like anything that has something cute or funny thing about it. I like. It makes my room feel better and more inviting. Of course, my air purifier, my magnetic mirror, I think that's what you call this. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm really in a bad situation because I'm bilingual. I'm more of a Spanglish person. I speak English and Spanish, but I have some trouble in the English language and some trouble with the Spanish language. And so I'm messed up in that area, but I am happy that I am bilingual and I have the joy of being able to speak two languages and having two cultures. So that's been pretty awesome. And so, yeah, so that's my air purifier and whatever it is, however you call those things. And I apologize. And this is another Lazy Susie where I keep all my brushes, my punches that I do, my modeled. I'm sorry again, modeling, and other little things here that'll fit in there. And I pretty much keep, I know that whatever's in here are my clean brushes because I do like to clean them, even though I know that you can reuse them if you just keep, you know, certain colors together. But I just like to clean them. And then these are the brushes that I'm using currently that I know, okay, these are used or whatever. When I feel like it's been, okay, it's time to get these washed, and I'll get those washed, and while they're drying and so forth, I know that I have more there to use. And so pretty much this is the flow that I'm using right now. All of these things you can just put in a small area. It doesn't have to be like I have a big room here, so it allows me to spread out a little bit. So that's I'm glad about. And I also allow myself, like you see up in the wall, to have an area where I feel like I get to have a space where I can put, display some of the things that my children and grandchildren did. Like, for example, this one is from my granddaughter, and this is our house. And the little scribble there, she told me to write in what it is that she meant to say. This is her little girls. I mean, she's too cute. And this is from my daughter, who's all grown and married now. And, well, actually, all my kids are grown and married now, but it's nice to be able to put some of the stuff that they did while they were children, and I'm happy that I kept them. I can put them in my wall, and it's a good place to be. This room becomes not only a workspace, but it's also a happy place for me. And then when I need a place where there's not so much going on, I will go right here to my desk, because this is where I'm able to then meditate, have a quiet time, look into whatever it is that I need to do, or reflect, or whatever it is issue that I got going on for the day. But it's a good place to start, because I pretty much keep it neat in this area. So hopefully you enjoy what I had to share, and if there's anything that you guys can share with me, I would love to hear it, because I'm always looking for ways to stay organized. And in my next video, I'm hoping to share some of the things that I do when I pack a baby, because that also can be another mess, trying to find what you're gonna put the baby in, the bubble wrap, how to make everything look nice and have a good presentation. I actually have some good ideas in that area, as far as some crafting that I use to help just bring that fruition into my vision of what I want that person, when they first open that box, that they're able to see a good presentation. And that's something that I think is part of the whole Reborn thing. So I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that you guys stop by in again. And I've been following a lot of you guys for a while now. I usually would watch my video as I worked on my TV, so I was only able to give a thumbs up. But I'm working on trying to be more contributing by leaving comments. So I'm starting to watch my videos, or my YouTube videos, on my iPad, because that allows me to then contribute some input. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope we can continue this interchange of encouragement as far as the Dolly community, because we know that sometimes we just need to share what we enjoy. Not everyone is on board with it, but it's nice to be able to share this with those that are. So thank you again, and have a good day. Bye.